Time for the fallout, quite possibly the worst Halloween party ever.
I mean, listen, I'm sure there's like maybe one or two that are worse. Not many. This one seems pretty bad. Actually, give me one second. I just saw something that kind of interests me. This episode is locked. These locks were removed. Okay. Wow.
Wow.
But lady, please calm yourself.
Happy Halloween.
We still don't know who the culprit is. Beatrice-sama is an important honored guest to the master. So what? If we grab her by the collar, she'll definitely confess. I really appreciate. Hey, Dagger. I really appreciate how like Jessica is just like, she's got such a simple view of the world.
I know. God bless her.
She's
listen,
kind of stupid.
Listen, it's like a breath of fresh air. You know how like Krause is like kind of breath of fresh air in the fact
Because
that like
he's
he has
just,
nothing else going on.
Yeah, he's just a dickbag.
It's like the same flavor of that.
Yeah, fair enough. If we look her in the eye, we'll know. I'll see. Girl, you ain't seen through shit.
Let her try.
Oh my god, she's just like, this is like a crazy statement. This is like Krillin going like, let me handle Jiren. I can do it. It's just not gonna happen.
Oh my god, I forgot Ray made that as an emote.
It's good. The witch, Beatrice. I'll expose her for who she is. Jessica never stopped moving. Goda and Canon chased after her, doing her best to convince her, but Jessica never lent them an ear. Eventually, the witch's VIP room came into view. This VIP room was always sealed and never used. No matter what kind of guest came, Kinzo wouldn't let them in this room. Yet the servants were always made to clean this room so it would be used at any time. So the servants started calling this room the witch's VIP room, after their other shapeless master. Jessica also knew this. She couldn't stand that woman's arrogance in calling herself a witch by staying in that room. The Golden Witch is a fairy tale. Beatrice?
Oh, okay, cool.
Obviously Beatrice.
I'm sorry, I might have missed a giant portion of last night's stream because my friends were giving me tea.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's true. Also, there's a chance that you may be getting tea here in a little bit again. Golden Witch was just a fairy tale. Come on, a witch? To Jessica, she was nothing more or less than the murderer who had brutally killed her parents. Twist, they find a dead Beto. I would shit my pants. I would actually be upset. What do you mean I have to wait another whole fucking... What do you mean I have to wait a whole nother episode before I get more Beto? Questioner, make her give painful excuses, make her spit at the ground painfully, make her breathe painfully. No matter how hard she pretends to be a witch, I'll teach her that she's just a stinking, sweaty human. Okay, okay. Weird fixation, but alright. Just hit the door.
Sweaty.
Stinky, sweaty. Jessica hit the door to the VIP room while yelling with all of her strength. It definitely wasn't a knock. That sound was the beating of her anger's hammer, whose message was clear. If a woman didn't open the door, she'd break it down. Open it, Beatrice. Come out. You hear me, right? Open up. There was no answer. Jessica twisted the doorknob without any reservation, but she felt the resistance of the lock. Jessica turned to the two servants and spat at them demandingly. The master key opens this, right? Open it. Milady, that would be horribly rude. Though Goda was flustered, he decided somehow to calm Jessica's anger. After hanging his head silently for a while, and it's just like, you know what? Let them fight, actually.
Yeah. He's like, I want to see this.
Canon pulled a master key from his jacket pocket. Is that alright? I am aware that this will be rude if she is there. And in any case, if Beatrice-sama has nothing to do with this, she just has to explain herself so that we can believe her. That's right, exactly. Give it here. Jessica snatched the master key from Cannon's hand and violently shoved it into the keyhole. Immediately there was a light sound and she felt it unlock. And without excusing herself, she flung open the door. I saw your announcement, I read it as time for Fallout, and I was like, damn, there's more Fallout, I guess. Actually, you know what? Fair enough, huh? You know what? Fallout does, like, the war takes place, like, just before Halloween, so, like, you could argue that that is, like, an appropriate thing for Fallout.
Hey, Kirsha.
Hey, Kirsha, how we doing?
I mean, there is a Fallout happening right now in this game, for real.
Beatrice, where are you? Show yourself! Jessica rudely barged into the room. The wretch wasn't anywhere to be seen. Bitch! She's not here! Where the hell did she go? She doesn't appear to be here, does she?
Wait,
Jessica
I want to
thinking,
say bitch again. Damn.
It's just some sort of like Kuso like extension.
Never mind.
It's some sort of Kuso fucking like.
For a moment, I thought she actually said bitch.
That would be really fun. I mean, there will be more Fallout eventually. It's just, you know, I've been busy lately. And by busy, I mean I get tired when I get home from work, so I take a nap. And then I wake up and it's too late to stream.
And then on the weekends, I forced Detta at gunpoint to watch bad anime with me.
We've been watching Summertime Rendering. And
It's
boy, I tell you what, we got to the we hit the halfway point on that, and we were like, wow, this is pretty good. And then the second core started, and we're like, damn, this shit's ass.
There was already some hints of underlying issues coming up before the second core really started, but like it was like an immediate down spiral for sure.
It's like it really does feel like if they had kept it short and sweet and they had just done a neat 12, perfect. That would have been just fine. It would have been a really good time. This is that back half is bad.
One last thing we'll say about it. I was like, that's it. I want to watch this anime because, like, apparently, like, I saw a clip on it, like, on Twitter, and I was like, that's, like, a really neat fight scene. Like, I want to watch it. In my head, I'm so used to, like, 12-episode anime, so I was like, clearly this is going to be, like, 12 episodes. And then he starts playing it, and I see at the bottom the episode count, and I'm like, oh, no.
Speaking of anime,
why is this long?
Hey, what's up, Saw? Please spill anime tea, Kirsha. I live to hear your anime opinions.
Hey, Saw. Yeah, Oshinoko ended.
Hey. Yeah, apparently that shit was ass.
No one's shocked.
I have seen a bunch of people going like, this shit sucks.
So we are not talking about Arcane. Do not speak of anything about Arcane. I have not watched the second season yet, and Twitter has spoiled everything for me. I'm so livid. I can't scroll a single tweet down without being spoiled.
I did see. I've managed to avoid most of stuff just by kind of glossing over it, having my eyes kind of gloss over when it scrolls past. But there was one thing that I saw that I thought was very funny.
Yeah.
It was like a tweet where it was like a character going like, "On God, my girl gives the best head," and then it was like another character going like, "So true, she so does," and then like the first character again going, "What?" And I was like, "That's really funny. That's really funny." This is why you should have deleted Twitter. This is the main reason is Elon is training his AI in your post. I'm pretty convinced he was doing that beforehand, but I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days, honestly. I'd never really participated too much on Twitter to begin with. I was mostly just there to like look at people's posts.
I have both of them open, but I find myself still opening Twitter because people are still like posting old stuff onto Blue Sky. How you feeling? I'm still sick. My throat doesn't hurt anymore.
I've
But I
mostly
do
seen
feel
people upset
tired.
about how characters are going to be mischaracterized in modern AU fanfic now. Oh no. That's a terrifying realization to have. But yeah, I think with Arcane in particular, I think we're waiting for all the episodes to be out so we can just binge it. And also, like, I was also thinking about rewatching the first season again because it's been so long. But it is what it is. Anyways, back to Jessica trying to beat a witch to death with her bare hands.
Wait, sorry. Repeat that last thing. What were you trying to rewatch the first season of?
Oh, Arcane.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking the same, actually.
Yeah.
I like Arcane.
I use my ADHD powers to avoid hearing my bro talk about Arcane spoilers. I think it's really funny every time Arcane stuff comes out. They're like, boy, really, like, remember everyone, just because you like Arcane does not mean you should download League of Legends. That's a trap.
Yeah.
I think that's very funny. I mean, I still have League of Legends downloaded. It's, you know, it's my one bad day. It's one bad day away, you know? Pokemon Unite, that's another story. Come on now. You and I both know that Pokemon Unite isn't, it's not gonna do it.
For real?
I'm sorry.
For real?
For real? Anyways. Jessica,
back to the story.
Yeah, thinking that she might be hiding somewhere in the room, peeked behind the curtains and under the bed, but she couldn't find anyone. However, there were definitely signs that the bed had been used, and although it's an odd way to say it, the atmosphere in the room had grown a little softer. It wasn't the hard atmosphere of a place normally devoid of people like the chapel. You could definitely tell that someone had spent the night in this room, but she could not be seen. Fine. I see your fucking posture check.
Good.
In reality, neither Jessica nor Goda could be. It's the combo. I hated League of Legends since at least all my college friends' attention when I wanted to hang with her. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I was bad. When I was in college, it was basically all League of Legends and World of Warcraft. It was a bad time for me, honestly.
Now it's just World of Warcraft.
Listen, sometimes you relapse. I was a team captain in college. That makes sense. I could see that. I could see you being in that space.
Nerds, all of you. I'm disgusted.
Yeah. In reality, neither Jessica nor Goda had met Beatrice yet. They had only been told by those who had met her that she was a spitting image of the person in the portrait. They were doubtful what her face really looked like. Because I was good, but because I was the only one who bothered to schedule. Yeah.
Sounds about Saw.
Yeah. However, Kenan alone had met her. He understood what kind of being the witch was, and what kind of character she had. So he knew that if they were to force their way in here searching for her, she wouldn't let things go as they planned. She must be watching us all bitterly flail about in vain from somewhere staring at us. She's that kind of person. Because he was looking at things that way, Kenan was the first to find it. The other two were concentrating on finding the shape of a person, so they hadn't noticed. Near a water jug on the side table, there was a single sheet of writing paper. It was accompanied by a short message and a fountain pen which had probably been used to write it. Kenan understood the witch. The witch would definitely ridicule them as they found the 6 corpses, forced their way in here in rage, and was unable to find her. Ridicule has no meaning unless it's communicated. So in other words, this definitely was that. And I kind of want Kenan to just kind of, like, crumple it up and just, like, toss it in the trash. I think that would be really fun. Despite how everyone in the engineering major was addicted to League, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right for engineering majors. Milady, there's something written here. Written? What? Jessica quickly dashed over and violently sold a piece of paper. She probably wasn't trying to be violent. She just couldn't control her strength now. What? She's mocking me?
Hell yeah. LMAO.
LOL, Lamau, even. Jessica went into a wild rage, crumpled the paper, and threw it up. Jesus! Then she grabbed a table lamp that was by the side of the bed and violently swung it around, mercilessly hitting the walls and furniture with it. Jeez. The light bulb shattered at once and scattered its shards across the room. Milady, please calm yourself. You'll hurt yourself. Let go. Damn it, damn it! Show yourself, Beatrice! How could you do that to Mom and Dad? Are you that damn scared of me? I'll kill you. I'll kill you! Come out so I can beat you to death! I told you to let go of me, damn it! This is written on the paper. Did you think I'd waste my time comfortably waiting in this place for you to barge in here? You're too wild to be suitable for this intellectual night. What kind of faces must your parents have had after raising you to be such a hapless fool? Yes, I saw them. They had perfectly stupid faces, just like you. Now they're in Candyland with their bellies all full. It sounded like something that a witch would write. It means she had predicted one of the children who had lost their parents would come running in here. If she was hiding somewhere in the road, she would certainly be rolling around with laughter. The witch was that kind of person. She sneered at people's misfortune, using it to stave off the boredom of 1,000 years. Hand it over. I am telling you that you will hurt yourself. I said let go! Damn it! Damn it! Go to grab the table lamp that Jessica had been swinging around and took it from her. Because if she kept swinging it around, she might hit something and get injured. Goda's eyes, Jessica probably looked mad with rage, burning with the flames of anger. Cannon's eyes saw it differently. They were probably tears of sadness, hidden by rage. Therefore, when at the moment the table lamp was taken from her, Jessica dropped to the floor almost as if groveling and started crying and scratching at the carpet. Goda was surprised, but Cannon was not. Her way of crying by brandishing her anger had been stolen from her, so this was inevitable. Considering that she was a daughter of the Ushiromiya main family, she was in a very shabby state. She scratched the carpet with her fingernails, and even her feet writhed and scratched at it. Jessica cried very, very hard. Because if she didn't, her rage was building up again and swallowed her up. But over and over again, she remembered the letter's humiliating message. What kind of faces must your parents have had after raising you to be such a hapless fool? They aren't stupid! Both Mom and Dad were smart. They weren't like me. They were really smart.
Well,
oh,
maybe like
Natsuki
together they were smart.
Natsuki was pretty competent when she wasn't being hamstrung by her idiot husband not telling her shit. They aren't stupid. Take it back. Take it back. Do you have a spot where you upload VODs? I do not. I should probably get a YouTube channel and like get that set up for like a VOD channel or something like that. But as of right now, if you want to go back and check any of the VODs, you can check recent videos in my Twitch tab, and I make sure to highlight every single one of my streams before they get deleted. So you can go back and see basically all of my VODs from the very
I should do that.
Start.
How the fuck do I make you an editor? Actually, how do I make Saw an editor?
Damn! Damn! That's fucking crazy.
I can have multiple editors, can I?
Yeah, I saw them. They had perfectly stupid faces, just like you. Now they're in Candyland with their bellies all full. Damn it! I'll kill her, I'll kill her, I'll slice her stomach and make her meet the same end. Oh, she's having an asthma attack.
Yep.
It's Jessica's crying screams triggered an asthma attack. The servants watching ran over to her hurriedly and rubbed her back, but that only provoked Jessica's wrath. The hell? You have the time to do that? Search for that bitch! Find her and bring her to me!
Fuck that bitch. We hate that bitch.
If you won't go, then I will. And I'll kill her with my own hands. I'll slice her stomach. Don't touch me! Fucker! Fucker! Jessica got up unsteadily, and as her asthma continued, she went out into the hallway. Milady, your medicine, quickly! I will call Dr. Nanjo. Goda-san, would you leave this to me? Canon had noticed. Goda, who was much older, probably couldn't feel the tears in Jessica's heart. Canon, who had noticed that himself, had to support her. Canon-san, is that alright? I believe that Milady needs some time to cry. After seeing her parents when they were killed like that. You're right. Goda also understood, and he also knew of the modest relationship that Jessica and Canon shared. So he understood everything and left it to Canon. I understand. I will go back to Rosa-san. Please, take care of Milady. You know, every once in a while, Goda just has these moments where he's like kind of reasonable, and it makes you forget that he's kind of a bastard. Leave it to me. Canon's voice was frail, but he nodded forcefully. After looking at his eyes, Goda also nodded forcefully. They just kept nodding like really hard at each other back and forth. Goda was a veteran with many years behind him. He had seen a great number of people in his life, so he knew of the vigorous spark that could be found in the eyes of those who had self-control. He'd seen that clearly in Canon's eyes. Therefore, he would leave this to Canon. Thinking about it, this may have been the first moment that Goda trusted Canon and relied on him for a job. It seemed Jessica was heading towards her room, leaning against the wall as she suffered from her asthma. Canon followed after her wordlessly. If she had asked for a hand, then he would have jumped over and supported her. But as long as Jessica didn't ask for that, he hid himself, watching over her from a distance where he could come to her rescue at any time. As Canon remained in that spot where 10 billion people would hope for someone else to be... As Canon remained in that spot where 10 billion people would hope for someone else to be when their hearts felt like they would explode from sadness, he silently watched Jessica's back. That's a weirdly phrased fucking statement. Then, finally, when she was crouching in front of the door to her own room, the asthma attack had stolen all of her strength, and her thoughts had gotten hazy from the lack of oxygen, so she could no longer stand up. Right now, Jessica wasn't thinking that she wanted someone to lend a hand, but she still hadn't been able to overcome the flames of anger. Because even if someone had offered her a hand with good intentions, right now Jessica would start wanting to grab it and lacerate it. And she understood how unreasonable that would be. Until she could overcome the flames of her anger, she definitely wouldn't ask for help. Probably, Jessica no longer even had the willpower to call for help. But Canon heard it. He definitely heard it. Canon definitely heard that voiceless call for help, which is shared by those from across the world who are grieving, and which, though they scream and scream, cannot be heard by anyone. Canon softly knelt by Jessica's side and wordlessly offered her a shoulder. Even as Jessica kept coughing painfully, she accepted it, unlocked her room, and entered. This way. I'll prepare your medicine right away. Jessica had often said that when she let her asthma run its course, it hurt so badly that it felt like she would vomit her whole stomach. Her face was pale and her gaze wavered, and yet the coughing continued. Even so, her sadness was probably even stronger. After having her sit on the bed, Canon took an inhaler from a key basket on the side table by the bed and handed it to her. Jessica sometimes forgot to walk around with her medication. When it seemed that this was the case, Canon would take notice and secretly carry around the inhaler from the first aid kit in the servant room, but he hadn't done so today. He scolded himself as though wondering how, after failing to bring it with him on a day like this, he could call himself furniture. Then he remembered the day when he'd spoken that word, and somehow betrayed Jessica's feelings, which jarred Canon's heart. But compared to Jessica's current sadness, he thought of it as a far more shameless emotion and suppressed it to the depths of his heart. When she inhaled her medicine, Jessica's wild breathing calmed down bit by bit. She was finally able to regain her composure. But the strength and willpower she had lost wouldn't allow her to rise up from the bed.
Okay, you guys are editors now.
Incredible. Are you alright, milady? Alright. I'm all messed up over Mom and Dad. Thanks, Eddie.
No pressure, Saw. Just, you know, if you're ever bored one day.
This is the most, like, insidious thing. I don't want to do this. Saw, you do it. You're an editor now. Whatever you want to do.
An editor.
Whatever you want to do about it. I don't know. That's fine, I guess. Fucked up. But after I cry a little longer, I'll be alright. Trying not to admit that I was clipping half the Gartic stream because I want to see us web fishing later. God.
I'm so sorry.
What's wrong with you?
The whole list?
Saw is incredibly skilled at being assigned tasks.
So it all started when I was born. You see, when I was born into a family where we could only afford a very small part.
Anyways. Canon regretted in speaking. He had said, "Are you alright?" to her. Was he really unable to notice the pain in her heart? That was why he was, ultimately, mere furniture. That was why he couldn't become human. We'll be in the corridor. If you need anything, please call me immediately. Canon understood that she still needed time to cry alone. He told her to call him at any time, bowed, and made to leave the room. There's something. Jessica had spoken as though she wanted him to stop, so Canon had stopped. If she asked it, I'll do anything to help her. If I could heal the pain in her heart right now, I would even become a cane or a chair. By doing that, I can repair the pain in her heart I gave her that day. For a while, Jessica stared into Canon's eyes, as though, despite stopping him, she had nothing to say. For a while, neither spoke. Jessica broke that silence with a small voice. Sorry. It's nothing. You tell Auntie Rosa I want to be alone for a while. I won't let you be alone. I won't let you be alone. So, I will be in the corridor. At any time, call me. For an instant, it looked like some kind of hope flew into Jessica's eyes. It was very faint and disappeared like the first snow does on the surface of a river. Thanks. For just a while, let me cry alone. Yes. Excuse me. Canon bowed once again and closed the door. It's really rough out here for Saw. He thought he had said something to give her courage, but for some reason it felt like that had actually hurt her. Why? He didn't know. Surely that was because he was furniture. So even now, he couldn't grasp human sadness. Canon repeatedly questioned himself. He walked down the corridor. Anyways, the lots that were going to expire tomorrow is not saved as highlights. Ah! She's not here. She's not at the desk. But I need her to hear that. He felt like the window at the end was coolly calling to him. It's all good. It's not, but we appreciate you. But we appreciate you saying it. In the end, I'm nothing more than furniture after all. Or, sorry, in the end, am I nothing more than furniture after all? It was still pouring outside, a dark, gray world. Even on days like this, Shannon would surely look at the ocean and know it was blue. But to my eyes, even if it cleared up, I would only see gray. As long as I cannot tell the blueness of the ocean, I'm nothing but furniture imitating a person. That time! You really don't understand a woman's heart. In times like that, you should silently remain by her side. That's why you're furniture. You! There shouldn't have been any trace. There shouldn't have been a trace of anyone in this corridor. It had been empty and cold. Those scoffing words approached Canon from behind. When he turned around, he saw that witch. That witch, who hadn't shown herself when Jessica had searched for her with a rage bordering on madness, we'd left that sneering letter to toy with her. There are 3 ways to hurt a woman. Let me teach them, just for you. One is to hurt them with the knife. Well, are you saying that, like, non-knife-based attacks are useless? Another way is to hurt them in their heart. And the last one is the most difficult and the most effective way of hurting them. And yet it can hurt them without you even realizing it. Do you know what that is? But how could I know? I don't even want to know. It is to betray their hopes. No living being is more of a dreamer than a woman. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. They dream by themselves and hurt by themselves. A distant man like you hurts women the most. You couldn't understand. You don't have a clue of how much you have injured Jessica. Because you're furniture. I have no intention of going along with your nonsense. Nope. Do you appear only to sneer at me? Don't be so full of yourself, furniture. You aren't worth sneering at. Yet she's here, sneering. Still, even though you may not be worth it alone, if the 2 of you are gathered, that's more than enough. I never get tired from the pleasure that comes from laughing at the fate of a young couple. What did you say? You aren't thinking... Not milady. Oh, hey. I need 2 who are close as sacrifices for the second twilight. The 2 of you truly are convenient. Wait! Don't misunderstand. Milady and I don't have that kind of relationship. We can't become the sacrifices for the second twilight. That's why you hurt Jessica. That's why you cannot become human. Very well, if you won't admit that you have feelings for Jessica, I can accept that. But I'll kill Jessica. Why? You idiot. Isn't it obvious? It'll be fun to kill her and see the pained look on your face. Why else? We're getting so many... I was wrong. They were saved. I just didn't recognize the thumbnail. My bad. It's all good. Man. We're getting so many good Beatrice faces in this chapter. It's so crazy. Following the rules of the ritual, I will arbitrarily select 13 people as sacrifices. However, there's no rule saying I can't kill anymore. If you think it's fun, I can kill any number of people. So I will kill. Make me laugh as hard as I can. Alright, furniture cannon. At that time, Cannon definitely heard Jessica scream. The instant he blinked and looked down the corridor, the witch, who had been there making a perfectly ordinary face a little second ago, had disappeared. Right now, it was just him, standing alone in the corridor. And the person he wanted to protect was asking for help and was right over there. It was obvious what he should do. It wasn't logical, it was an electric reaction. Without a trace of hesitation or idle thoughts, the person he wanted to protect was there and asking for help. So in that moment, he genuinely felt that he wanted to be the person who was there with him. He flew into Jessica's room, his eyes lashed into a bizarre scene. The room is a fantastical world where a blizzard of golden powder danced, almost as though gold leaf had been scattered inside of a snow globe. No, that's not it. I've seen this spectacle before. This isn't gold leaf. It's countless gold butterflies, Beatrice's minions. Jessica was surrounded by countless butterflies and was waving her hands around, frantically trying to bat them away. Milady! Help! Oh, another asthma attack? Cannon rushed towards Jessica and violently brushed the group of butterflies away. The butterflies, beautiful yet filthy, surrounded Jessica's face, trying to crawl into her nose and mouth. Jessica gagged violently, almost as though the butterflies were triggering her asthma attacks, staring at her. Indeed, when Cannon ran towards Jessica as she choked, the butterflies stopped attacking her, and this time began to elegantly dance a rondo around the two. Alright. While there's still life in my eyes, I won't let anyone lay a finger on you. Show yourself, Beatrice. Are you satisfied now? He guarded Jessica in the pain and using her inhaler. Cannon yelled into the empty air. When he did, the empty air definitely laughed back, satisfied. Ooh, black butterflies. Then she showed herself. It wasn't in response to Cannon's demand. It was obviously because appearing and sneering humiliated them even more, and was more fun. Now everything follows the plot. Now you are the carp on the chopping board. No, since the two of you together, I should call it the duck with green onions. They're like a... Oh, these are the different notes and stuff. Okay, neat. That's delightful, actually. There's gotta be some way of, like... Maybe if I go through logs. You... Beatrice. Oh, well, whatever. Please, stand back. I'll protect you, milady. It's essential that the witch appears when the princess and the knight are together. Come now, won't you show me how much power Kinzo's furniture holds? She snapped her fingers and there was a piercing sound. When she did, a blizzard of gold butterflies started up and began to form a small mountain as they whirled around in a circle. Just like how a cold, wintry wind swirls and creates a mountain of leaves. Oh! From that mound of gold, a hand sprouted and appeared as though a resident of the world below was crawling out. What is this? What's going on? Why? Is that a beard? Jessica couldn't comprehend what she was seeing right now, and her mouth kept flapping open and closed. It was a literal attempt to take in and digest knowledge, to understand the incomprehensible. Beard? Oh! Goat Man. That which was crawling up was probably an attendant serving the witch. It appeared to be wearing a uniform following the pattern of those who served. But its face was different. It was strange looking. It was just a goat. You say it's a goat. It's a goat. That's a goat. That's a goatman. It was covered with pitch black hair, it breathed rotten breath, and its eyes were filled with the same strange subterranean glow as lava. And the symbol of those who were not human, a pair of horns. Okay. It was the figure of a goat-faced attendant who served the witch. Jessica could no longer decide what to say. All this happening in front of her couldn't be explained with this world's common sense, but she couldn't do anything except open and close her mouth. Jessica hadn't noticed that this island had already been cut off from the rest of the rules of the world. But even so, she could understand. This goat attendant was the witch's familiar, and it was after her life. And it seemed that the witch had already ordered that. She faced Cannon with an expectant gaze. She faced him with a provocative gaze filled with expectation, as though asking him how he planned to protect this maiden. The attendant had looked especially like a beast when it had been crawling up, but in its composure, you could see that it had more than enough dignity to be worthy of serving the Golden Witch. And you could tell that it was overflowing with joy of furniture, wanting to meet its master's expectation. The background noise of the goddamn TARDIS. Yeah, it's like pretty. There's a lot going on. Why don't you show me the power of Kinzo's furniture? Don't get it wrong again, understand? Don't you forget that you're furniture. Continue acting like human even now. This won't be settled by your death alone. The goat attendant made a gesture that seemed to be like a silent bow. Was that in response to its master, or was it offered to the opposing cannon? Then, on the attendant's hand, a blade of wicked malice appeared. Oh! What is that? Jessica had been unable to understand what was happening in front of her for a while now. Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you! All she understood was that this thing was gleaming for the purpose of threatening her own life. And right now, that was enough. Cannon spoke quietly to Jessica, who was hiding behind his back. Lady, please stay back against the wall. Never let your back leave the wall. What? Maiden should obediently hide behind the great knight's back. Relish to the full the pleasure of having a man protect your own life. Come. Kanon, show me your blade. Whoa! Whoa! What the hell? They can do this the whole time? What the hell? They were anime the whole time. Beautiful. At least when it comes to giving birth to furniture, Kinzo might reach up to my feet. This is a lot. Something like this can't even be used to trim the roses. Come on. This is fucking crazy. What is... I didn't want to show you. So you had the courage to draw your blade. How does it feel to have exposed the fact that you are a subhuman being in front of a girl you have feelings for? Shut up. So you feign composure even though you're really burning with wrath. I see that they say that truly hot flames burn cool blue. Is that how you are now? There's no way I can kill you with my power. You are the moon. There's no way I can smash the moon by throwing a rock. However, in order to manifest yourself, you had to reflect an image on the surface of the water. If you throw a rock at the surface of the water, you might be able to disturb the moon for some time. But that doesn't mean the moon has been smashed. So, until this life of mine is over, I'll keep on striking. Sorry, I'll keep on striking your reflection. I like it, Cannon. Begin, furniture! I can't believe that they're having an anime sword fight with the This was so grounded! It was so normal! And now we're having a fate-ass fucking beam sword clash! Oh. A beautiful trail. The witch's words of admiration broke the silence, and for just an instant, broke Jessica's paralysis. Am I to drink? Yeah, Jessica, I don't blame you for this. This one's super reasonable. Come, furniture of the witch. I'll beat you down to the hell you came from. The goat butler. The goatler, if you will. This is so fucking nuts, dude. This is not what You know what? I don't necessarily know what Umineko was when I signed up for on this one. I didn't think it was gonna be this, if I'm gonna be completely honest. A strand of red remained on Cannon's cheek. The witch saw this and grinned broadly. You may mutter excuses about not being on your game if you wish. It's like, John's? You got John's, kid?
What's the order?
Eddie?
Yeah?
Why are they having an anime beam sword fight in this Umineko mystery murder game?
Because it's Umineko.
Eddie, I'm not sure I can
Welcome to the
Eddie,
second half of Umineko, bitch!
You know, Eddie, maybe I'm not entirely sure what I thought Umineko was, actually, thinking about it.
Good.
Maybe I was off a little bit.
What you think about it?
I like it's fine. I'm just like, huh? What? Huh?
So,
And that's about the extent of my thoughts, really. Ken,
you know
stay
how
strong. Yeah.
Well, am I interrupting?
No, please go. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Fuck it.
So you know how I didn't want a hamburger or Japanese tonight?
You got a hamburger.
They gave me Wendy's.
Well, you know, at least it's not Japanese. Anyways.
No choice.
Very sorry.
Yeah.
It's alright. I won't die yet. They're doing like the little slide animations are so funny. And this like fucking fate ass like beam clash shit.
I'm so upset.
Well, I guess he died.
R.I.P.
What do you mean he dissolved like that? This is... Eddie, this is so funny.
Hmm?
This is so fucking funny. The trail drawn by the goat attendant's blade drew in a large arc in empty space. Oh, he disappeared. Cannon wasn't there. He was behind it. Oh! Oh my god! He nothing personnel kid, the goat butler! I'm so fucked! Back whither you came and await your master. Die. Do you mean to tell me there's a sword version of every single one of Canon's sprites? Eddie.
I mean, they're not human.
You know, in hindsight... This would have been very useful in the first chapter, I think. In the first episode, I think. If this battle of drawing sparkling trails was chess... Why is it always... It's always chess! The cannon was coming from behind was check. And press, press, and press, and press, and press, and press. And mate in 7. Had the goat attendant not even been given the right to go into death throes? As its knees buckled and fell over, it crumbled softly into a bunch of gold butterflies. There was no sound of it hitting the ground. Even those who couldn't understand this battle could definitely realize the cannon had been magnificent. So it couldn't win against one handmaid. It seems you weren't so pathetic. You're next, Beatrice! Imagine you're Jessica and you're like, you could have done this the whole fucking time? What? Cannon's blade sliced diagonally to the witch's form like a hot knife through butter. In that instant, she burst into gold and scattered. I'm guessing a lot of... You know what, Eddie? I'm guessing quite a few people tapped out at this bit. This bit, I think, lost a couple people.
Is it losing you?
Not in the least, but I can imagine. Someone who's here for this, like, very, like, introspective mystery thing. This very subtle whatever, and then they get anime beam sword fight, and they're like, actually, maybe not, huh? So there's like so the literal furniture in Kinzo's room all have hidden weapons? I don't know, maybe. Cannon's blade sliced diagonally through the witch's form like a hot knife through butter. In that instant, she burst into gold and scattered. She scattered into several thousand gold butterflies, and for just an instant, the room was filled with the color of twilight. It was just as Cannon himself had said. Tuning to slice Beatrice was the same as slicing the surface of the water where the moon was reflected. Witch's form was there, with an ordinary expression on her face, as though she had been there the whole time, behind Cannon. I want her to summon a beam sword on her arm, and it's like like big enough that you can barely see the end of the hill at the edge of the screen. I need power scaling. I need this to be shonen. I need to be a shonen meathead about Umineko. My mom is one of those types who would dip at this point. She loves her intrigue and family drama plots, but she's allergic to anime bullshit. This is incredibly anime bullshit. That's great.
I love Umineko.
It was quite an interesting show. In deference to that, I was going to let you get away, but now your rudeness has caused me to change my mind.
Sure.
Don't lie. I won't let you kill the lady. Even if that's impossible, I won't let you kill her before me. Jessica's like, wait, what? Jessica's hearing that like, wait, what? What? Huh?
You're gonna what?
You can't even do that much. Speak not, furniture. So many good Beatrice faces this episode. There's so many good ones.
I feel like we're truly, honestly, actually starting Umineko now.
Yeah. You know what?
Like, everything up until this point was, like, genuine setup.
Incredible. Be silent, furniture. I can't wait for Battler to have an anime magic war with Beatrice. And he's like, the whole time, it's like, I don't think you're actually a witch. Know your place, furniture. Kanon-kun isn't furniture. Oh? And why do you say that? I don't need a reason. Kanon-kun is Kanon-kun. No, his real name is different, but a name doesn't make him furniture. What is Kanon's real name? Because we know Sayo, right? But I don't think we ever actually heard Kanon's real name. Kanon-kun has his own way of living. It's a very noble thing, and it's up to him to decide. Saying he can't have an opinion because he's furniture, or can't have his own life because he's furniture, that's all just crap. Milady, you mustn't provoke her. No, I'm gonna say this clearly. Kanon-kun isn't furniture. He's human. Why? Kanon-kun rushed to save me of his own will. And he stood in the path of you, a fearsome witch. Even though he had many chances to just abandon me, he didn't. Self-sacrifice is part of the noble spirit that only humans have. So Kanon-kun is human. So take it back. Don't ever call Kanon-kun furniture again. Lady.
This burger be kind of hidden.
You're like, actually, maybe this is what I needed. Maybe this will heal me. What'd you get?
I'm so sad. This person ordered,
Oh, you got somebody else's order? Damn!
So I opened the door, right? And the Grubhub driver was taking a picture of the order on my steps. And I see the logo on the ground. And I see a guy next to her with a different order in his hand, and he's looking for a house. And I'm like thinking, oh my god, that's my order over there.
Yeah.
So then they're both asking me for my name. And I'm like, I ordered White Castle. But then I realized he is holding Taco Bell, and she has Wendy's at my foot. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the driver realizes that she switched my order with somebody else's. But she's already dropped off my order at the other house.
Oh, she's so fucked.
And apparently, this was her first time making this type of mistake because she had like a family emergency come up in between all of it. So I felt really bad. Like I felt like really, really bad.
Like you're not gonna complain or like put in like an ad thing or whatever.
I felt bad for both of them because the guy, I think he's still outside looking lost. I don't know. The Taco Bell guy.
This is
so yeah, I got someone else's order. And they ordered a Sun Baconator with medium fries, medium Coke, 6-piece nuggets, and 2 Ghost Ranch dipping sauces.
Oh, wait, what kind of Baconator? Son of Baconator?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Incredible.
I am still a little sad I didn't get my chocolate shake though.
Yeah.
I really wanted something sweet.
Well, I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad the thing that you didn't order is hitting.
Yeah. I feel bad that whoever wanted like a hamburger and French fries is now instead getting 40 chicken rings and a chocolate shake.
40 chicken rings.
um, I really wanted chicken.
Oh.
My mom wanted one too.
Nobody gets their chicken rings except for the person who didn't want chicken rings.
Yeah. So I brought in the Wendy's and I put it in the living room, and then my friend came over to drop me off like some chicken dip that she made yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And in that 30 seconds, I went outside. I come back inside. My mom's like, "Where are the chicken rings?" And I'm like, "Hold on, I'm figuring it out." And she's like, "I looked in the bag and it wasn't in there." And I'm like, "What do you mean you looked in the bag?" And then I see that the Wendy's bag is just like torn open. And like, I don't understand why she couldn't just wait for me.
I think that my mental image of your mother is that of like some sort of creature of pure id. There is no like actual like rational thought. There's just impulse happening.
Like, you didn't see the logo. You didn't see that I purposely didn't bring it into the kitchen for some reason. You didn't.
She just thought chicken rings and just ripped open the bag like an animal.
You just waited for me to disappear for like less than a minute.
Yes.
The fuck? Anyways, so I'm eating now. I don't really like the ghost pepper sauce though.
Yeah, it's probably whatever. A lot of that stuff is mostly just heat with no flavor, and that's unfortunate.
That's what I was getting from it. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this sucks." Actually,
it's just there to make it like it's there for like dares and shit. It's there for like people who are like numb their tongues to the point where they can't appreciate flavor and spice. Anyways,
I make it a sauce. Her little Fang. I love her.
I love her so much. She's so normal. It's so crazy how much she sucks and is like also like she sucks, but she also sucks at being a bad person sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think literally every single part of her is emphasized by failure. She brings failure to other people. She fails herself almost as often as she like succeeds. She is nothing but girl failure. She is girl failure from head to toe. Don't speak, human. Let us end this quickly. After all, this is only the second twilight. Now I will sacrifice the two who are close and accept each other's dignity.
Imagine if human was here right now.
Human would be feral.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really funny that somehow, like, Shannon and, like, George managed to dodge this. It's so funny. She's like,
no,
this twink has pissed me off for the last time.
Were you shocked to see that they were chosen?
I did laugh for 3 hours, yes.
Shocked.
For reference, we were watching Summertime Rendering. We were on like a pirate site because it's on Disney Plus, and neither of us have that because fuck Disney, fuck them. And so we were watching on a pirate site, and every single time, like, there would be this big ad that would pop up in the front of the screen, and it was just shock and like a picture of like SpongeBob from like the SpongeBob movie going like, yeah. It is like shock. I laughed for 3 hours, and it's just like it was the funniest fucking ad, and it kept popping up. It was very funny. Alright, come, arise, forgive the sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, lust. The witch summoned her own furniture with a mixture of laughter and anger on her face. Yeah, She is coping so hard. She's so mad. Oh! Oh! This is who the no pants crew is. I kept being confused because like every once in a while I would kind of glance at the opening movie as it was playing while I was setting up. And like every once in a while there was just this scene where like Beatrice was just standing there with a group of women with no pants on, and I'm like, who? There's
we
like
have hit real
crew.
Umineko hours. Real Umineko's here.
Asmodeus the Lustful. Right here. Is she lustful because she's not wearing pants or because she has twin tails?
I think it's twin tails.
I think it's the twin tails, because like none of them wear pants, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've had enough of this farce. She has a harem of gals? Apparently. Quick, execute the second twilight. Do not permit me to bring thrice. As you command. Another weirdo shit.
Everyone in this room is blonde.
Everyone? Canon?
Oh, Canon's still here? I'm sorry, Canon.
Canon's still here. I can't believe... You know, if we're going by the Canon is actually Shannon thing, then, you know, I mean, listen. We could argue.
But Shannon's not blonde or here either.
Well, but that's also following the Beatrice is actually Shannon too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we can loop this back around.
Can we also pretend that they're also Jessica, but they're also the Twin Tails girl at the same time?
Incredible. No, Jessica's the Twin Tails girl. Don't get it twisted.
Gotcha.
Those two are completely separate. I just really love that, like, Jessica's like, why is everyone so cringe all of a sudden? And, like, I feel like that's gonna hurt them worse than anything else that could have ever happened during this. It's like, why are they so fucking weird? It took Canon less than an instant to understand that the goat face from a second ago had been nothing more than a pawn to the witch. However, there was a marked difference in the value of this piece of this furniture that had been newly summoned. How lucky I am to be granted such gorgeous prey. I see. What's up with your anatomy? Why is your torso like that? Why is it so long? It's so long.
Maybe she's a model.
It's just, I'm confused. You scared?
It's a little long. I don't think it's too bad though, to be honest.
How cute. I don't know. I feel like she's been blinking at least a little bit, Asmodeus. You better hurry this fucking up. You better fucking hurry this up. Come. Furniture of the witch. It won't be killed by you. You're acting pretty smart for a slowpoke who can't even follow my moves. Here I come. Hey, where do you want it? Where do you want me to pierce you? Answer me, cutie boy. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm glad. Part of me is like glad that they didn't kind of like. Sometimes those anime will be like, we have to do the 7 sins because we want to do it because it's fun thematics. Then they go to lustful, and it's like, what if we shy away a little bit? What if we back down? It's like, no, she's just like, ooh, pegging. Wherever you want it, I'll run you through hard. Yep, definitely not backing off of this one. She calls Beto cringe, and Beto crumbles into gold dust. Incredible.
The golden
that's essentially what Battler does. That's his whole thing, right? Come on, answer me, cutie. Don't call me cute. So bothered. Here I come, slowpoke. Come on, try to follow me, you blind idiot. Oh, Cannon, I should be more sad that you're dead, but that was really funny. That was really funny. Why, Eddie, why is this game so funny?
I mean, isn't most horror also funny?
Yeah, it's true. I didn't realize that. I thought this was a serious murder, like, tense, like, mystery, fucking whatever. I didn't realize that this was a fucking slasher film. Lady. Yeah.
You're such a dick.
I couldn't follow it with my eyes. But my guess was spot on. Serves you right. Cannon's back had been the target, but Jessica had predicted it. She predicted the sneering witch's target would be the complete opposite of fair and honest, his back. But she had no way to block it. She had no aspirations to martyrdom. She simply thought that there was no other way than this to protect Cannon's back. So she could do nothing but block it with her own back. The furniture of the witch, which had changed its form into a demon's stake, was stuck deep into Jessica's back. Damn, sorry you're bisexual now, Asmodeus. It was obviously a fatal wound which reached as far as her lungs. When she saw this, the witch let out a loud, evil laugh. She's like, this is great. Because it had hit where the witch had predicted. I see. I get it. Everything was as the witch had predicted. What's wrong, Cannon? I thought Milady Jessica wasn't going to be killed before you. Oh, we're really getting into the sound effect laughs. Yes, that's it. That face, that look on your face is what I wanted to see. She is so good at those laughs.
God bless.
This has been fun. More than enough of it. Enough now. Die, make me laugh. Come, arise, forgive the sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory. Wrath. Satan the Wrathful. Satan has princess curls.
God bless.
Princess curls and bangs.
She looks so good.
Right here. The prey is yours. Eat him right now and close the curtain on the stage. If you were a human, I'd say it's time for you to step down. But since you're furniture, maybe I should say it's time for the stagehand to carry you behind the stage.
Why'd you say stage twice? Cringe.
Cringe. I am not furniture anymore. I won't doubt that again. Oh, you're gonna be killed by me. Again, you're gonna be killed by me again. Damn. She's like, damn, kid, we really gotta stop meeting like this. People are gonna talk. Your chest, it's so warm, and it feels so good to stick myself in there, you know?
Motorboat.
I see. All of them are lust. I get it. Come on, let me have another taste. Make me feel real good with that hot, fresh blood in that warm chest of yours. They're all lust. I was so complimentary.
Just different wigs.
Yes. The fucking noise is so funny. There was no way to block it. The sound of a woodpecker filled the entire room. It filled the entire room, and before he could blink, it was already right in the center of his chest. When you take a piece in chess, when you take a piece in chess, it's impossible it's impossible by the rules for your opponent's piece to defend. So this was an obvious result, one even specified by the rules. Cannon landed on his knees, and he apologized, not to the witch, and not to Milady. He apologized to Jessica. Sorry, I couldn't protect you. Don't worry about it. You were really cool. Kenan finally fell over. He landed next to Jessica, and the two lay there like Gemini. You know, Kenan-kun, you aren't furniture anymore. Yes, I was too late in realizing that. I wanted to ask you what your real name was. My real name is... In his last moments, Kenan wanted to tell her his real name, but Jessica had already fallen into a sleep from which she would never wake. But Kenan's real name, which he had protected until today, in the end, he couldn't tell it to Jessica. I became human. Those are the last words Kenan left behind. Don't make me laugh, furniture. Even after 100 years, furniture is furniture. Have you ever heard of an idiot who will dig a grave for furniture when they throw it away? You smash furniture to pieces and make firewood, all that's left is ashes. That's how it is. No tombstone can be carved for furniture. It seems that you believe when you die, you cannot receive any more humiliation. But that's naive, you see. I'll teach you what it really means to disgrace the dead. I don't know. I think he kind of got what he needed at the very end there. I don't know if anything you can do at this point is gonna fuck that up for him, like Beatrice. After taking a puff from her pipe, the witch breathed the smoke at Kenan's corpse. When she did, Kenan's corpse softly floated up in the air and disappeared as though it had been eaten by a mouth in empty space. The witch played dirty until the very end. The two who had understood one another in their last moments, she would not even permit their corpses to be close. If someone had been watching, they would have probably mourned that this was indeed a disgrace to the dead. However, Beatrice was far, far cooler. That would become immediately apparent. Wow. What a very annoying person. Back in time.
Yep. We going back, baby.
I see. So it has begun. Yes. Even though Kinzo had heard of the 6 deaths, his emotion did not waver. The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, though his opponent in a chess game had made a spectacular move. It was just unimaginable that this expression could appear on the father who had lost many children at once. Yeah, basically all of them, right? Just Rosa left.
He didn't lose his youngest. That's about it.
Under Rosa-sama's orders, Goda and Kanon are calling the police. Also, she had ordered us to follow your orders, my lord.
I don't think she needed to order that.
What shall we do? This island has already been cut off from the real world. Phones and the like will be useless. Should I have them stop? Until the roulette is finished, what they do to pass the time is up to them. Let them do as they like. Yes. What should I tell Rosa-sama? I say again, what they do to pass the time is up to them. They can sing if they want, dance if they want. They're even free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling cauldron. Bruh. Until 13 people died, they can spend their time as they like. They are that bored that they can spend that time wondering 6 times 9 is 42. But it's not. 6 times 9 is, what, 54? That's the answer to the mystery of the man in the universe. That's the answer to the mystery of man in the universe. Is this a fucking... Is this a goddamn motherfucking, like, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe reference?
Probably.
I hate this. Ryukishi, actually go fuck yourself. Yes, my apologies. Shannon cowed in fright at his sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her not to say too much. Shannon couldn't help but regret speaking out of turn. However, you are also free to do as you wish. Genji and Shannon, you have done well serving me until today. Your words are too good for me. But, we are furniture who've sworn to serve you, my lord.
I don't know. Shannon seemed kind of human when she kept talking to Beatrice.
At any and all times, we will be waiting by your side until the very end. I want to tell the two of you about everything. Shannon, I shall be writing a will. Please copy what I say. Genji, please, my usual drink.
My green slop.
Yes. Nanjo had often recommended that Kinzo write a will because of his health, but each time Kinzo had gone mad with rage. Since that time, will had been the word Kinzo took most exception at. Because that word had come out of his own mouth, Shannon couldn't help doubting her ears for an instant. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table with some writing paper. Genji also began preparing his usual green devil, just as he was ordered. Absent. I'm ready. Where should I start from? I suppose I could also speak of my life. It would be fun to leave a record of my memorable games. It is truly fun to read the records of old games from over a century ago. A journey searching for those players' thoughts. Over a century? Isn't he like 70 or 80 or something like that? Then will the score sheet of my life also beckon those in the future to go on a journey of searching for my thoughts? For a while, Kinzo considered where he should start speaking from, striding all around the room with his hands behind his back. My lord. Here. Good. Thank you, my friend. Well then, if I am to speak of my life, I must begin writing from where I met that when I met that witch. Wait, when did Umineko come out? I want to say 2000 something?
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'll check it. I'll check it.
Okay. Shannon, copy this.
August of 2007.
Yep. Our meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back. What year of the Showa era was it? I think it was towards the end of the war.
I like that he's like to Genji and Shannon. He's like, you guys can do whatever you want now. Anyways, go get me a drink and write this down for me.
We took enough time to regain our calm, and we each swore to our parents that we'd definitely catch the killer. It would be a lie to say we weren't still bitter. Even now, if we gave in just a little, we'd feel like going on a rampage like Jessica and resorting to some kind of violence. According to what Goda-san had said after he got back, right now Kaneko was looking after Jessica. Apparently she was still very emotionally high-strung.
So...
I see. He's in his 80s, so in the 80s, the player... He's in his 80s, so he's in his 80s in the 80s, so players would be playing with him, would be playing when he would be near 100. Okay, I see. I'm sorry I had to read that so many times. Like, my brain was just... Yeah, no, like, my brain just couldn't approach those words for a second. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding a young kid's feelings. Probably better if I left them alone for now. And not discover those bodies until later. Or one body, I guess. They're gonna think that Cannon's the killer, aren't they? Rosa-san, there's nothing more we can accomplish by remaining here. Telephones may not be working. Tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police. We should leave this place as it is for the police's investigation. I agree with Dr. Nanjo. It's bad for your health to stay in a place like this for too long. Let us return and make some black tea.
Black tea.
I'm all for that too. Patrick-kun, George-kun, are you ready? Let's close this place
警
up.
察が来た時
We
の
should
ため
leave
に
this
も
place as it is
こ
for
こ
when
は
the
こ
police
のまま
come, if
残してお
nothing
いた方
else.
がいいわ。
He was the last person with
そうです
Jessica, and his body is gone. You're
バ
right.
トラ君、
Advocate, are you
大丈
alright?
夫かい？ああ、
Yeah,
流せる
I've
涙
cried
は
all I can.
も
Fine
う大
now.
丈夫。
Police would surely find some evidence from a thorough investigation. We hadn't been adult enough to wait for that. I had investigated the chapel my own way, trying to catch the culprit before the police got here. What I figured out was frustratingly nothing. I hadn't been able to find a single hint.
さあ出ましょ
Come
う。
then, let's go out.
マリア行くわ
Maria,
よ。
we're going.
いつまでもジロジロ
Don't
見て
keep
いない
staring
の。
at it.
さあさあ、マリア
Come,
様、
come, Maria-san.
参りましょう。
Let us
こ
return.
こは肩を冷やしま
Cold
す。
here.
父さん、
Mother, father,
母さん、今日までありがとう。
thank you for everything.
僕は
I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations.
Except
Except for you, Mom. I'm definitely going to betray your expectations and marry that girl.
I was about to say, he immediately did that, though.
He did that before, like, as they were dying, he was betraying
Yeah.
their expectations. George spoke
Actually,
his
the
last
proposal
words.
is what's killed them for real.
George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. After seeing that, Badler followed
親
suit.
父、
Bad,
綺
Kiryu-san.
麗さ。
Taken on their own, their faces made it look like they were sleeping, which made it all the more bitter.
こんな涼しすぎ
Forgive
る
me
と
for
ころに
leaving you in
残し
such
て
a
く
chilly
ろ。
place.
絶対に
I'll definitely get whoever did this.
敵は取るぜ。
Different sprite.
Definitely. Yep. I get the feeling we're going to be seeing that one a lot more.
It looks a little weird.
これは
What is
何？
this?
気色の悪い
What
落書きだね。
disgusting graffiti.
犯人が書いたのか
The
な。
killer draw it.
悪趣味に過ぎます
Worse than vulgar.
これは
This is
ひどい
horrible. When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about the creepy graffiti for the first time.
私たちが見つけ
It
た
was like
最
this
初か
when
ら
we first found
もう
it.
書かれております。おそらく
No doubt it was drawn by
犯
the
人が書
culprit.
いたものに違いないでしょう。
犯人は魔女だ
The culprit was a witch, so this is a magic
これ
circle to
悪
summon
魔
a
を
demon or
癒す魔
something.
法陣か何かだったのか。
これは太
This
陽
is
の
the
7
seventh
の魔
magic
法
circle of
陣
the
だよ。
sun.
そんなのも
You
知ら
don't
ないん
even
だ
know
ね
that, huh? Did Battler punch him again?
Maybe Rosa.
こら
Oh, okay, that's less fun. I like it when Battler. I like it when Battler hits kids. I don't like it when Rosa hits kids.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
その気持ち悪い
Don't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh?
マリア、続け
Oh
ろ。
yeah, go on.
何の意味がある
What does it mean?
肉体的
It's a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds.
ための魔法陣だよ。そして演習
In
部
the
に書か
Hebrew
れてい
written
る
around the
ヘブライ
circumference
語
says,
は
"The Lord has
主は
freed me
私
from
の
my
枷を
chains.
解かれました。私はあなたに
I will
感謝
offer
の生贄を
offer to
捧
you the
げ
sacrifice
主
of
の皆
thanksgiving
を
and
呼
will
ぶでし
call
ょう
call in the name of the Lord."
感謝の生贄。
Sacrifice of thanksgiving.
父さんたちが殺されたのは
Are you telling me that killing father and the rest was so that they can be sacrifices for this magic circle?
心を落ち着けてジョ
Calm
ージ
yourself, George Kun.
こんなのは犯
This
人
is
の
the killer
挑
trying to
発よ
provoke
どう
us.
せ意味なんてないわ
He doesn't mean
考えるだ
anything.
け心に
Just
毒よ
thinking about it poisons the heart.
そして、
And there's some English
ハ
written.
ッピーハ
Happy Halloween for.
マリ
I'm gonna let him read that
ア。な
after.
るほどな。
I
You think
see.
about how, like,
ここを開ける鍵がマリアに渡されてたと。
you
Mhm.
そう
think about how, like, if Maria was just born, like, a decade later, her hyperfixation would have been, like, Pokemon instead.
Oh yeah. And the key to open this door was handed over to Maria. Is that what this
こ
is?
こは礼拝堂だしね。
Okay, give me 1 second.
そし
I want to
て、
hear.
英語も書いてあるな。ハッピーハロウィン for マリア。
But this is the
マリアちゃ
chapel.
んのマリアじゃ
Maybe
なく
Maria doesn't mean Maria
聖
Chan,
母
but
マ
the
リアの
Virgin
方の意
Mary.
味かもしれないよ。だとすれば、
In that case, you could
ハ
read
ロウ
this
ィ
as
ン
a
の名を語っ
blasphemy
た
against God
神
in
へ
the
の
name
冒
of
涜とも
Halloween.
受け取れる。悪魔と契約した魔
They
女
say
たちは
witches make contracts with
神の名
demons
を
swear to
常に
always
汚し続
swear
ける
to
ことを
always
誓う
defile
という
God's name.
そういうセンス
In
から
that
言え
sense,
ば
this really is a witch-like
これは
crime.
実に魔女的な犯行だね。
Maria absolutely wants the candy, doesn't she? I was thinking about it. I was like,
thinking about that too.
like, I
Why else would she be staring so intently, right?
yeah, like, do you think that people would get mad if I took some?
Yeah, she was definitely like, ooh, more candy.
Mhm.
詳しいのね
You sure know
マ
a
リア
lot.
の受け売
Did you
り
hear that from Maria?
ええそ
Yeah,
んなとこで
something
す。
like that.
礼拝堂か。
So, the chapel.
礼拝堂にわざ
They
わ
went
ざ
through all the trouble of
殺した。
calling them out to the chapel before
ローザお
killing
ばさ
them.
ん、
Auntie Rosa, does this chapel have some special meaning? Rosa was there at the fucking meeting at the chapel, though, wasn't she?
Mm.
What do you mean, special meaning? Well, they carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and made these elaborate decorations. We can't tell whether she called the 6 of them over here before killing them, or whether she killed them and then carried them over here. But either way, it would take a lot of effort. What reason did the culprit have for wanting 6 people to die here? Yes, that is something. In doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance that when the police came, some disadvantageous evidence would be found. There's no way that the culprit failed to notice that. Then why did the culprit go through all the effort of doing this? Is the question we face. In that case, there's one question that comes out at this point. What meaning does this place, where we found the 6 corpses, have? This chapel was important to Father. I've been strictly told not to enter it since I was a kid. I came here once too, got yelled at a lot. An important chapel. Does it have some connection to the Ushiromiya main family? I don't know. Father viewed this chapel as very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times. But as you all know, Father simply has a love of black magic, so it's not that he was a devout believer. I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God. Even to the best of my knowledge, the Master has never come here. We even called this the Forbidden Chapel, and thought of it was quite eerie, like a haunted house. Even though Father never approached it himself, for some reason, he made the servants clean it several times a year. It felt as though he kept it clean all the time so it could be used at any time. And even so, it's called the Forbidden Chapel. This may be indiscreet, but doesn't that have an interesting ring to it? Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend of Grandfather's, right? Ever asked him anything about that? I asked him about it long ago, but I forgot what he said to evade the issue. That's right, didn't he say something like this? Someday he too might be able to receive a blessing there. But unless a miracle occurred, that day would never come. What does that mean? What goes on in a chapel? Couldn't mean his own funeral, right? I wouldn't believe that of Kinzo-san. He was a man much more focused on the now while he still lives, rather than things after death. However, it does seem like this was the root of all the complexity of the inheritance problem. What else is there that you do in a chapel? Oh, get married. He wanted to get married to Beatrice there. That's kind of sweet, honestly. Pray? Aren't confessions done in the chapels as well? Anyways, it sounds suspicious. Oh, they're really just not going to pick up on that, huh? I don't know the reason. It's just as Najo said, it seems that in Grandfather's eyes, the fact that he wouldn't receive a blessing unless a miracle occurred was a fate set in stone from the time this chapel was constructed. How can you tell that? See, it's clearly written up there. Look, up there. George Haneke pointed to a relief with rusted gold letters on the arch above the door. It looked like some message was written there in English. The rest showed that the message had been there since the construction. The miracle was Beatrice, remind me. Yep, exactly. I'm bad at English. What's it say? This door is open only at...
Like, wait, can you please replay that?
Sorry, my English sucks. Yeah.
This door is opened only at probability of...
I love it.
I always love Japanese seiyuu, like reading English. I think it's the funniest shit in the world.
He did a pretty good job, though.
Yeah, he did do a pretty good job. I gave up after I was unable to finish reading the first of the 2 lines. Looked like the others could read it properly. think it went M, B, T, Q, so... How big was that again? I think... in any case, this is incredible. You couldn't even count close to that with all the fingers on both hands. It really would be impossible unless a miracle occurred. Certainly, it was very much like how Kinzo used to talk. I tend to relate everything in terms of gambling. What? You could all read it? Somebody tell me what it means too. Even Maria knows. Even Maria knows. At least earn English. How didn't you get into high school without even being able to read this much? Ow. Ow! Ouch, 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 ouch! Was it Battler? Mind your own damn business, yeah! Good child. Good hitting a child. So what's written there? Roughly it says, this door is open only when a miracle occurs. You will be blessed only when a miracle occurs. Grandfather's sorcery is based on astronomically low probabilities. In other words, the miracle that would open this door probably would require an incredibly vast magical power. Oh. Nice. You can shut up now. Auntie Rosa, you were sending Maria to English classes. Guess it's true, you had to start learning English when you were young. The Forbidden Chapel. Whether or not the witch Beatrice really was a witch is whispered to have actually existed several decades ago, and been grandfather's mistress. This is just my imagination, but I imagine the master really did truly love Beatrice. However, he was already married, so they couldn't be united. See, so if the dead Beatrice could be revived with the magic of a miracle, then now that grandfather is dead, he can marry her with his head held high. And he marry in this chapel. Could it be a fairy tale story like that? I don't think that sounds so preposterous. I can't believe Kinzo thinks Maria is stupid. She's so smart. She should be the one that, like, Kinzo gets along with best with her witch hyperfixation. They've almost got the same level of fixation on witches and Beto.
Right?
It's a well-known fact that father still loves Beatrice deeply. And even though I said it was creepy, I get the feeling that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent.
I can't believe Maria knows English perfectly.
Yeah. The thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress might actually not be that unlikely. By the time he built this chapel, grandfather probably knew that he would never use it as a church as long as he lived. He prayed for the witch to be revived by some miracle, and he thought that if that miracle occurred, then they could be married here. I see. If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice-sama as well. All the while knowing it was a chapel that would never be opened. A story of sad love. Even though Goto-san's body was even bigger than mine, his words were touching. Everyone was silent, but it seems that they agreed with that view. Even though he knew it was a chapel never to be opened, he still probably dreamed that the day a miracle would occur. Kinzo-san was a great romantic in his younger days. I feel as though I understand him. I wonder. But you all came in 4 times a year to clean it, right? What do you mean, never opened? Didn't we just go in ourselves? That wasn't a miracle or anything. We brought the key, clunk, and we're in. That's all that happened. This is ridiculous. Huh? What? Wait, what on earth? What do you mean, what on earth? Thought all I had done was mess around because I didn't like the way the atmosphere had turned all sappy. But Auntie Rosa suddenly jumped on me with a really serious face. Auntie Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. Slipped over the magic circle in the door, then her hand, and back and forth, back and forth. But what seems to be the matter, Rosa-sama? Hey, Goto-san, the key to this chapel. Didn't Genji-san say it? He said there was only one. Huh? Ah, okay, so now wow! Locked room mystery 2.
Let's go.
It took you all far too long to notice. When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults, and the kid who did it, loses heart. The prank catches someone later on, it makes that kid really happy. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that. Yes, that's right. There's only one of those keys. It is the key to the Master Shifting Chapel, so there's only one with no duplicates. It is normally kept safe in the key box in the servant room, but... That's right. And Genji-san said that it had gone missing. Someone stole it, put it in that envelope, and handed it to Maria. It's not that hard to clone a key. And that was yesterday. What? Wait, but then that makes no sense, doesn't it? It's absurd. This is getting strange. What do you all mean? I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Me neither. Will someone be so kind to explain it for us? Goda's Nancho's failure to understand definitely wasn't because they were stupid, even though they were.
Look at them.
They didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been in Maria's hands. I'm positive. It was locked. I unlocked it. Definitely. Auntie Rosa kept closing the chapel door, locking it, pulling on it to check the lock, and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again. I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of this stupid fucking face in this route.
Yeah.
I genuinely has never looked uglier.
You're so mean.
There's something about it. I think it's maybe her nose in this, with the small mouth.
I think it's the eyes. I think something's wrong with the eyes and the mouth.
Until I took the key out of Maria's envelope and opened the door, it was definitely locked. This key was in the envelope and in Maria's care. And that happened yesterday before noon. What did you say?
Excuse me?
But that's strange. Don't worry about it. No one heard it. But that's strange. Yes, it is. Maria received the only key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning, when Auntie Rosa unlocked the door, this chapel was a locked room. Not necessarily. Once again, very easy to clone keys.
I guess maybe they're implying it's hard to clone the key that they have.
How did they get those 6 in there, and how did they kill them? Also, she could have just picked the lock. Right? Like, that's not impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had been confused by the 6 deaths. We had thought we had figured something out after hearing that weird magic circle in the history of the chapel. That had all been a worthless problem. From midday yesterday until this morning, the chapel had been a locked room. Our parents had been with us until last night. How would the culprit open the store? And how had they locked it? What are you trying to pull? Again? A locked room again? Are you trying to say that you unlocked it with the power of magic? I'm not that stupid. If you tell me to show you how I open locks with my powers, then I can show you. That will not make you surrender. These explanations with humans you talk about. The time I fully exhaust those theories of yours, that will be the time of my victory. Come now, how will you destroy it? If it were a human, what trick could they have used to defeat it, huh? It's just like the locked rooms last time. Not enough information. It's impossible to reason like this. Any excuse be made, any trick would work. Guessing is useless. That again? There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see. The information is uncertain, so it's impossible to reason. Those are always the excuses you humans use to stop thinking. What is this pretense, you lowly human? He could have opened the door, left it open the whole time, and then, up until the 6 died, and then shut the door. Yeah, there's so many options. Like, actually, I think that Battler is, like, kind of right, and that there's genuinely, like, too many options for what could have happened. That to, like, be able to just start listing 1 or 2 would be, like, silly.
Yeah.
Are you saying that unless you're like Laplace's demon, you can't even think, you competent fool? And you speak as though the lack of information is disadvantageous to you, when it's actually the complete opposite, you see? The more information you're given, the more it will pain you. It will only cause the strength of the compressor squeezing you to increase. Oh, well, in that case, let me say this. It's impossible to verify that this even is a locked room in the first place. We're talking about demons. I got one for you as well. It's impossible to prove that this isn't a locked room. You just have to show someone could go in or out. But it's impossible to prove that it is a locked room. You can't deny the endless set of methods of getting in. In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs. The definition of a locked room is in fact impossible to prove. So, after you stop thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, this is what comes next. Ah, well. If that is your move, then I will accept this. Continue. First off, it looks as though you're trying to say the chapel is a locked room. Just a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and yeah, I really couldn't find any way in or out except for the door. But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove that it was a locked room. If there was a hidden door or something like that I wasn't able to find, all your premises are completely blown away. In other words, if whether I'm able to find a hidden door or not, you can never deny method X by the locked room. You can never deny a method X by which the locked room could be entered. And this method X could be carried out without magic. After all, it's a hidden door. I'm sure that in this chapel there's some hidden door that's impossible to find. So I don't even need to start guessing, and I can say that magic is impossible. Oh, so you use that reasoning. How naive. An expected move. Let me make my move in response. I have always thought that the locked rooms featured in worthless human detective novels to be ridiculous. Why? Because they're used the wrong way. When a locked room appears in a detective novel, do you really think that it is a locked room? You don't, do you? What trick did they use to make this look like a locked room? That's what you think. In other words, out of all the locked room murders humanity has built up over 100 years, not a single one has ever been made complete. Ooh, that's some talk. Mystery fans are pretty scary, you know. Christy is probably grinding her teeth in her grave. But I am different. I have given birth to a true locked room. And I can demonstrate that. Why? Because I am a witch. For the devil's proof, all you have to do is bring along a devil to prove it, yes? Well, that's convenient. As a witch, devils and demons are my good friends. I'll bring as many as you like. Sounds great. Dad and the rest entered the chapel using a hidden door or were carried in through one. How do you plan to beat this move? With this. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the six definitely entered through the door. Huh? Dumbass! The door was locked. How'd they do that? I opened it with magic and invited them inside. I really love how immediately you get the vibe that these are two children slap fighting in the playground. Yep. they're so childish. They're such little kids.
Yep.
Like hell you did! I can't accept magic, so there's no way in hell I'll accept that! You're lying. So good.
I love this combination of some
shit. Or maybe there's a hidden door. I won't accept any other way. I can't wait for this to escalate over 8 chapters. 8 episodes.
How many buttons can we push? Until it's just too many.
Oh. That's what we call an endless repetitions of moves in chess. In our game, both sides denying the basis of each other's claims and failing to advance the discussions, the same as an endless repetition of moves. In most games, this would be decided as a draw, but that would be terribly dampen the interest of this game. We will have no draws. In short, you will either accept me or submit to me or not. At least I agree with you there! We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish. That disposition is good. So, I had a thought. I think I'll add a new rule to this game between you and me.
Let's go!
A new rule? I bet it's a rule that'll give you an advantage. Is this the red text shit that I've seen so much about? That I've heard so much about?
You heard shit.
Would I do that? I'll give you the thing that people like you never cease to demand. The reason you incompetent fools always stop thinking and then moan about is lack of information. If you are given information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by denying the basis. Aren't those convenient? What clever little words would hide your own incompetence? I shall eliminate those convenient excuses. You should thank me. You said they entered through the door and I denied it, saying that couldn't happen. Are you stating that's an evasive answer? That's right. So from now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red!
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about, like, saying it in red, and it's like... I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And then I realized what was happening here, and I'm like, oh, that's what this means.
I told you, up until this stream, everything was a setup. Yep. Because this is the real Umineko this stream.
When I speak the truth, I will use red. He's like, how are you doing that with your mouth?
Literally?
Keep explaining. No matter what magic move I use, you can always keep things running away by repeating lack of information and denying the basis. Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring. Because of that, I think I'll give you this information and basis that you desire. However, you'd probably doubt each word that I say. That isn't bad in itself. I would also use any possible move to make you submit. I don't dislike our posture of searching out the best moves against each other. But that won't make a game. So I set up this rule. Everything I speak in red is the truth. There's absolutely no need to doubt it. There is so many jokes. There are so... I can already feel every single joke over the course of goddamn, like... What is it now? Like 17 years? That have been established with this, like, everything I say in red is the truth. Are you telling me to believe that? This is a game between you and me. In a game, the rules are sacred. Those who take them lightly are not qualified to play. Now, the real twist is how long until Battler starts using red text. Alright, I got it. I'll accept that rule. Even an elementary school kid can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything. Then let's restart right now and continue where we left off. I'll repeat it again. Dad and the rest entered the chapel using a hidden door or were carried in through one. Then I shall repeat what I said. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the 6 definitely entered through the door. Is there any proof? What if he used green and they all realized he was colorblind? Hey, Dad! Everything Dagger says is the truth. Stop! I will supplement the rule. When I speak the truth, I will use red. And when I do not bear the responsibility of establishing that by showing proof. It is simply a fact and the truth. The reason is simple. I carry out all the crimes with magic. So for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff before your eyes. But that wouldn't make a game. It would be like the barbarism of ignoring victory and defeat in a chess game and punching your opponent. I don't know. I think those awesome. Moments are that's pretty Kino, actually. Well, that is true. If you were a witch, there'd be no need for you to show proof. Because you can do anything with magic. That's nasty. What an unfair game. Shall we resume once more? The 6 people definitely entered through the door. I unlocked it with magic. How will you defeat this magic, this locked room? The key. Genji-san and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove. Oh no, she's gonna red text the key, it's over. The culprit secretly made a duplicate key. Only one key for the chapel exists. Oh shit! Oh, this is a problem. This red text shit's a problem.
It's fucking over for Battler.
It's so fucked, dude! Ugh. Then what about this? The culprit used something other than a legitimate key to open it. I don't know what, but maybe with a wire. A tool for picking locks. What is this naive move? It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything other than the chapel's fucking son of a bitch.
He is setting himself up for failure.
Although it can be opened with the power of magic, of course.
じゃあこうだ
Wait, no, because that doesn't include magic. It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything other but the chapel's key. That includes magic. There's no exception for magic in that red statement. By her own rules, there's no way.
扉自体がおか
There's
しかった
something wrong with the door itself. Even when it was locked, there was some way to pass through it. As to what that is, I can think of a few ways. Maybe like the big doors to the castle with a smaller door on them. There was another door here. It's also possible that they removed the hinges and then removed the whole door before entering.
Battler, what the fuck?
I mean, genuinely, Eddie, that's like a lot easier than you would think.
Oh my god, I got
It's-
Mr. Professional here.
I do that shit all the time. It's not that hard. You just take a nail and a hammer, you tap it a couple times, you pop out the things, and you just slide it off.
Gotcha.
It's way easier than lockpicking. It's maybe the easiest way. There's a reason why there's like almost all like door hinges are like inside the door and not outside the door.
Interesting.
Is this the intelligence of 100 years of humanity, Battler? When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. As long as you can't use magic, of course. That's not in red! Fuck you, that's not in red! Like, but the way you're saying this is like genuinely there's nothing to do even with magic. You just gotta have that fucking key. It's about time for checkmate. Not even close. You said that 6 people entered through the door, but you didn't say it was the front door.
他の隠し扉から入ったの
It
かも
might
し
have
れ
entered
ない
through another secret door. You talk too much, you incompetent fool. Let me advance more on my earlier move. The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
めちゃくちゃだ
That's screwed up!
鍵は
The door was locked, it was impossible to unlock without using that single key, and yet 6 people entered through that
どう
door.
やってだよ
How did they do it?
魔法だってか
Magic, you say? Damn it, 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 damn it! Have we already exposed a human's limits? Then shout resign!
You
It
wanna
is customary
hear
for
her
the
say it again?
surrendering. Yeah, it is customary for the surrendering player to shout that and topple their king. Come on, do you give up? Then proclaim your submission and kneel as if toppling your king. And you shall kiss my toes. There's no greater joy than to raise a man like you to lick my shoes. I love how even now she's so horny for Battler.
Yep.
There we go.
Resign.
Resigned. Damn it! It's no good. It's no good. No good. So I can't win against the witch. This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess problem. It's quibbling about details and getting a draw the best I can do. That definitely will not happen. Either I will surrender or you will surrender. There will be no resolution other than those. What happened to that bravery when you said this would be torture for us both? Wait! What a letdown! This is quite disappointing! He wrote me a bet. Why am I even talking? Let her take that line. Fuck it.
Yep. Bum, 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 bum,
Oh, I love how she rolls the R's.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Damn it! What should I do? What? I can see it. I can see myself facing checkmate. It's no good. No good. All of my hard-fought moves are nothing more than desperately moving my king, running away from check. No matter how many times I move, I can't escape from being checked. So even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see mate in my future. Damn it! After a few more moves, I see myself being checkmated? Don't give up, Ushiromi of Battler. If I can see myself getting closed in upon, Then if I flip over the chessboard, I can anticipate the next move, right? Kyrie-san told me. I'm considering something. The closer you get to the very, very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Flip it over. Flip over the chessboard. So many good... There's so many good Beto faces. I'm so fucking happy. What's wrong? You've gone silent all of a sudden. Don't worry. Surrender is but a momentary shame. After that, there's only the pleasure of letting it all go. Phrasing, Beto. Come on, cry out your resignation. I can't hear you. Speak clearly in a loud voice. You ought to wake up then. You just aren't listening. So I'll say it once more. I won't resign. We're continuing. I'm resuming the game. Ooh. Very well. It is your turn. I was making the mistake of thinking that this rule you made was your own weapon. However, I've realized that it can also become a weapon for me. Yeah, oh, immediately! Oh, I immediately read text. It all comes down to this. Try it. I spent the whole time focused on how they entered the locker room of the chapel. That way of thinking was no good. Yeah, it's no good. It's no goddamn good at all. Flip over the chessboard. That's right. The direction of my thinking was backwards. This is how I should think. How was the chapel, which wasn't a locked room in the first place, made to look like a locked room? She's just like, God, son of a bitch. I just told you. Here it is. The thinking technique that humans gave birth to a century ago. Give it a try. Say this in red for me. If it's impossible, then decline. Here I go. This man, he thinks he has turned away from his defensive posture. Impudent. Oh, we're getting Beto thought. I understand that the only way to enter the chapel is through the door and that there was only one key. But I hold it right here, but hold it right there. Was that key really handed over to Maria yesterday before noon? Long-winded. Summarize it. Oh yeah, just put the key, after you're done, just replace the letter with the key. Easy. Long-winded, summarize it. Something like this. We've been under the impression that since midday yesterday the key was unusable. Therefore, we've been under the impression that this was a locked room from midday yesterday until this morning. I want you to clearly state that this isn't just an impression, but a fact. Interesting. So you reasoned not about the door, but the key. Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from me. Maria didn't open it, but she might have felt it and learned that there was a key inside. Didn't have to be that key. But it's not as if she could have checked if it was definitely the key to the chapel. So what I'm getting at is, this is what I'm getting at. The envelope that handed to Maria contained a fake. I waited all this time for that nonsense. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's bag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. That's not what he asked you to say, you bitch! That's not what he said at all! It wasn't a fake, as you say. I know that much. I'll continue. So when Maria received the envelope, inside it, there was definitely that same key to the chapel. So when Maria received the envelope inside it, yet there was definitely that same key to the chapel? Ooh. What I basically mean is this. Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside, and then you told her she mustn't open it. Maria probably realized there was a key inside. And because, later on, Auntie Rosa used what was inside the envelope to open the door to the chapel, we thought that that was the key to the chapel. This is the suspicious part. So what is is this what you were trying to say? That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that the key was a fake, and that by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing. Yeah, that's it. What's wrong, Beatrice-sama? Looks like you haven't been feeling good for a while. Those close to me sometimes call me Beto. Oh, immediately
Let's
she's...
go.
God, it hasn't even been 5 seconds yet. She's moving fast. Bito is fine.
ベアとの手番だぜ
It's your turn, Bito.
ターンオブザゴールデンウィッチかわしてみせろ
Show me how you defeat
よ
that.
かろう
Very
我らが
well.
マリアに預けた封筒の中身を
The key to the
確かに
chapel
礼
truly
拝堂
was
の
the
鍵だ
object inside the envelope I gave
追
Maria.
うぜ
I'll chase you. Can you repeat it in red?
その封筒は
That the envelope was completely under Maria's supervision
完
until
全に
Auntie
マリアの
Rosa
監視
opened
下に
it.
置かれていた
That envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Auntie Rosa opened it.
無理なら拒否を宣
If
言
it's
してもらうぜ
impossible, then state that you decline.
チェックだ
Check. I decline. Oh, she's so mad.
これで一手差は
Now the one turn advantage is flipped over. Now it's time for your king to run, Bito. I have a
拒否
reason for
に理由
declining.
はあるそれは
That is regarding the
そなた
definition
の
of the
言う
phrase
監視
under
下
her
という単語
supervision.
の純粋な意味に
In
従う
its
なら
purest
ば
meaning, Maria would
そ
need
れ
to
は
have
四
her
六
eyes
時
on it
中
around the
マ
clock.
リアによって見張られてなければならないだが
But Maria
マ
didn't
リア
go
は
that
そこ
far.
まではしていない手下げから出
It
して
was
いた
probably
時は
completely under
完
her
全に監
supervision
視下
during
に
the
あっ
time
ただ
she
ろうが
had it outside
手
of her
下げに入れ
handbag,
た後
but
は
actually
視
she
界
put
か
it
ら
into her
消え
handbag
る
and disappeared from her field of vision.
その意味において
It was just that the
監視
phrase
下と
under
い
her
う単語が
supervision
適
isn't
当でな
appropriate
い
in
た
that
め
sense, so I couldn't use
赤が
red.
使えなかっただけだ
she's saying all that, but she's like, fuck. Oh,
That
shit.
heavy breath
Oh,
she
no.
just took.
Oh.
That shaky breath.
Battler's like, fuck you. You're so full of shit.
Look how wide her mouth becomes when she's nervous.
That was probably a painful
俺の
move.
次の手も
Your
読め
face
てる
tells me that you guessed the next one.
悪いな
Sorry.
俺は女
I'm
に優しい
gentle with women.
女を傷つ
I
け
don't
る
hurt women. I don't know if I would say that you're... I don't know if you could say that in red, Battler.
Battler supports all women's rights and all women's wrong sometimes.
女の期待を
I
裏
don't
切らない
betray a woman's expectations. Oh, wow. This is a fun mirror. This is a really fun mirror to like canon earlier.
赤で復唱してもらうぜ
Repeat it for me in
言え
red.
るもんなら
Say it if you
言ってみな
can.
マリアの手
No
下げ
one
は
was able to touch Maria's handbag until Auntie Rosa took out the
誰も
envelope.
触れることができなかった
これも
I will also decline
拒
this.
否
That's true.
Battler
Dagger.
doesn't support Bito's wrongs.
I don't know what the
I
fuck I'm talking about.
don't. I don't even think he supports her rights.
理由は説明
I
し
won't
ない
explain the reason.
違うぜ
That's wrong.
説明しないん
It's
じゃ
not
ない
that you won't
できな
explain.
いんだ
You can't explain.
その手で
With that move, it's
Checkmateなんだ
checkmate,
ろ
isn't it? So mad. She's so mad and also really turned on.
お前にできないなら俺が説明
If you
してやる
can't do it, then I'll explain it for you.
お前がマリアに
The
渡した
key to the
封筒
chapel really was in that envelope you handed to Maria. Then Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning, Auntie Rosa took it out and opened that lock.
しかし
However,
マリアは手下げを
Maria didn't have the handbag under complete supervision.
魔法なんか
There's no
必要
need
ない
for magic.
人間にか
It's a
なわ
locked
ぬ
room
密室
trick
ト
that's
リック
possible for a human.
人間である
The human culprit handed Maria the key, and by making Auntie Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion there was a
その
locked room
間の
during
密
that
室であった
time.
かのような幻想を作り上げたお前はその
You can't deny the possibility that during that time, the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it to the handbag by morning.
赤で言えるか
Can you say it in red?
復唱要求
Repetition requested. Say it if you can.
もう一度
It's check again.
まだ
Hold on.
チェックを
I'll
外す
remove the check.
鍵の入った
The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax. Rosa took it from an unopened envelope.
そうかい
Really? Let's hear it then.
復唱要求
Repetition requested. The envelope handed over midday yesterday and the envelope Auntie Rosa opened are the same thing. That I can repeat. The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing. Ah, that's no good. That's no goddamn good at all. Who can even cares about that anymore? I had expectations for you. If you had resigned here, I would have thought of you as someone pretty good at reading between the lines. So I'm disappointed.
あんた
You've betrayed my expectations. Oh, she's grinding her teeth so fucking hard. It isn't important whether the envelopes are the same thing, because envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over. The key inside should be the important thing. This time, it's all over, Golden Witch. It's a real checkmate. Well, that's one more time. Repetition requested. Say it if you can. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Auntie Rosa opened the envelope. How could I? To a lowly human! I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice. Repetition requested. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Auntie Rosa opened the envelope. If you're gonna yell, then make it the words resigned, right? It's settled. This is the truth. Before Auntie Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point it passed into somebody else's hands. Then they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look as though it hadn't been used. I want Umineko to have an Ace Attorney crossover. I don't! They aren't ready for this kind of shit! Ace Attorney characters are not ready for the type of shit that Beto's getting up to. Like the kind of murder. That would be awful. This is a trick with a cheap loophole. The assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't broken. Checkmate. There's no magic. It's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans. In that case, who do you say stole the key? Try answering. This time you try repeating it. That's right. I'm making you repeat things all the time. Oh, is he gonna start using red? I probably have to answer myself every once in a while. But I refuse. My condition for victory is denying the existence of witches. Once I've proven that your impossible crimes by magic are possible with my human hands, I'm done. I love how he's like, no, I'm not... this is why the crossover wouldn't work, because Battler would be like, no, I already proved that my client couldn't do it. I'm done. What the fuck? The rest is your job. The fuck? What the hell is going on here? I've smashed your locker room with something possible even for humans. However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is. And that's because I believe in humans. Because I definitely won't accept that there's a person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible. I give up! I resign! With regards to this one board in particular, I'll give up for now. But you really are naive, Battler.
I love this track.
Parting remarks are the loser's privilege. Enjoy them as much as you want. We both know that if Battler said that the judge would just declare Giant guilty, and then he'd be like really mad. He would just be so mad. As long as you continue to deny me my existence, you will eventually be cornered. After all, as long as you deny me, you will have to suspect those relatives of which you have no end of love for. In that last moment, when you have to suspect one who's beloved to you, then you will definitely come to accept my existence. I don't know if I would say, like, love all of them. I mean, there are definitely a few that I could think that, like, even Battler would be like, yeah, I would probably be them. Certainly you have taken this board. However, that naive logic will definitely destroy you. You can't win against me after all. She's like, actually, I'm normal. I'm normal again.
Yippee!
Yay! I think that's a pretty good place to call it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a little bit of an early stream tonight, but Eddie's still not feeling 100%, so we're going to be calling it just a bit early so we can get some rest.
You have a lot of people you could raid.
We do. There's so many.
I've thought of one.
Who you thinking?
Quackly.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
We're rating Crackly. She corncobbed again. Yeah. I mean, that's all she does. All she does is girl fail.
Now we gotta go to the queen of corn cobbing. I'm sorry, Crackly.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I'm not that sorry. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll go ahead and see you later. Once again, having a lot of fun with Umineko. This is great. This shit's great. I was really not expecting I was expecting more of what just happened and not anime sword fight against demon goat butlers. That one, I wasn't quite ready for that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and see you guys later. Have fun. Say hi to Correctly. Wish everyone a good Gardic. See ya.
Yes. Bye-bye.